Hello and welcome back to my GTNH playthrough. It is Monday, April 20th, and we're over here by my water plant. As you can see, I've got the Tier 8 water multi-block set up. I will say I do not have it up and running yet. I am currently waiting for more quark stuff to craft. I was crafting the 6 different quarks that it can call for, at least according to the tooltip. So I haven't really dug in too much to how this guy functions, but that will be what I do tomorrow. So what I did in the meantime, however, might see some random magic stuff in my thing, is I did a lot of magic quests this weekend. As may or not may or may not be able to tell over here, got a bunch of different random witchery stuff set up. I'm not going to run it through a complete step by step of how to do it. I will start off with the why, and the why is because of infinity. If we go, no, where is it? Here, the power of infinity. So if you look at, it requires a bunch of kill mobs. You can't even see it in this kill all the things. I assume it's this square right here. I figure, because I wanted to fight the Chaos Dragon, and I was like, wait a bit, the quest's not even unlocked. And then on top of that, so these quests have been, weren't unlocked before. They are now because of me doing all this other stuff. But to get to this quest and this quest both required a pretty deep dive into witchery, and then these I assume were some amount that I didn't notice because for whatever reason, I think it's just because of the shape of the scroll, the Ward of Tormentum one caught my eye first. So like I said, I basically ran through witchery. Where I left off was I only had a couple of these quests done, and that was it. So you can see, gotten quite a bit. Now don't let the random web of stuff confuse you. It is actually relatively linear, and you do need to do linear-esque. You kind of have two branches that it goes down. This branch right here is mainly getting a familiar, like binding an animal to you. And this branch right over here is just like the normal progression, and then they kind of converge down here to finally unlock these guys over here, which is the Flame Imp and the Ward of Torment. Now, like I said, because I basically just followed the quest book beat by beat, just read it, did it, read it, did it, read it, did it the whole way through. I was just kind of talk about a couple of the things that tripped me up. One of which was, say, for example, summoning the demon, or just rituals in general. So let me go to circle magic. When you go, say this guy, Infernal Animus, you need this to summon the Lord of Torment. Now, it shows these two circuits and a bunch of blurry glyphs. Now, I made a mistake because I went to the wiki trying to figure out what exactly I was supposed to write down here. And the first mistake I made was I didn't realize there was different types of chalk. I didn't read well enough, apparently. So if it's red here, you literally need the red chalk, which is the infernal chalk. Pretty straightforward. The other thing is, even though the wiki shows specific symbols all the way around, they just have a generic circle, they do not need to match. These can be whatever symbol. It's no big deal. These are not this has to be omega. Any red chalk symbol here will do. So that'll say the first couple times I did set some stuff up, I did not realize that and wasted a lot of time and a lot of chalk. Second, so that was that. Like I said, that was pretty much. And then anything for a ritual, you can find the ritual in this book and it'll just tell you exactly what you need to throw in there, and then boom. And then, of course, the wiki is good. Just be aware of that. The symbols shown in the wiki do not need to be that. I don't know if that's the case in vanilla witchery, but definitely not in GTNH. So if they did change that, it's appreciated. Second, Dragon Eggs, your friend here, increases the altar quite a bit. It's only this big because I made the Infinity Egg, which is just made from witchery chalk and then a bunch of stuff you'll already have besides the Demon Heart. but you get the demon heart from doing the ritual. And if you do it the way I did it, I basically summoned a demon, threw him in a soul vial, threw him in an EEC, and now I have demon heart galore. I've got nearly 1,000, which I'm pretty sure is more than I'll ever need, but who knows. So tons of demon hearts, easy stuff. I will say for basically everything for Witchery where it required like either a different enemy drop or a different plant drop, I pretty much rotated the plants. Well, the plants I shouldn't say I rotated. I just I cleaned up in here because I haven't used this base in forever, and it was still set up as like my MV base. Basically threw down a couple of different arborist things or tree growth simulators. These two are for saplings. This one is for actual wood. Now I could probably have combined them all together and done a little, like, use some filters to get all of it to work right, but for automatically charging the item, I didn't feel like doing that, and I had space over here, so I just did it this way. And it was kind of nice to clean up here, be able to walk around. Actually, this was my MV base into HV, and I basically moved out of here at the very start of EV, where I started building the 2 towers over there. I always really like this base. I don't know. It's very simple, but I don't know. I liked it. Plus, we got a roof. What I would used to do back in MV, because my Steam and LV base is over there, you would hop up. I would hop up and then just use the glider to glide back to the first base. Yeah. And then the last thing, for any of the different Witchery things, they all are affected by world accelerators on tile entity mode, and it is your friend. It will make things go so much faster. You can get like hundreds of whatever item really quickly. So I highly recommend just using these and saving yourself a lot of time. I was going to do a nice like setup over there somewhere, but I just kind of got in the zone of like powering through quests. So I might still eventually, but that's a pretty big, probably not. Mainly because I tried using open blocks, the open blocks dropper, to automate both the kettle and the cauldron into AE2. Was not working for me, but honestly you don't really need to use these very much. And then again, the same thing with a world accelerator next to the cauldron, goes so fast. Now I don't have this one on a battery block because the way this fire spreads, no matter how many blocks I put in between, it just kept still blowing up. So I should probably I remember to put something over that before it blows up. But yeah, for other things that kind of stood out, or other mistakes I made, specifically on this guy for summoning the torment, you basically use that, you get that scroll following the quest book, and then you have to use one of these, where's an example of one of these like stone circles. Now, if you're standing in it and it's not like it's giving you the error message, don't keep like spamming it, because you have to use, if you spam it too much, you have to create that, what's it called? I think I went the wrong way. Where is it? I've lost it. Basically like a infernal. No. Oh yeah, here it is. Infernal animus. To like refill it, and this recipe is kind of a pain in the butt because you have to do a potion of harming and a voodoo thing, which the voodoo thing needs Spanish moss, which you can only get from growing down a tree, which doesn't appear to be bone mealable, or through Mutanus. And then this one, on top of that, you have to use like either do like a lot of setup that's more effort than it's worth, or mess around with brewing. Now I threw my brewing stand next to one of the world accelerators over here, so that sped it up quite a bit. And then on top of that, the final like kind of like when you get into doing Witchery as you're following the quest book, everything over here involves going to this dream spirit world, where when you take a sleeping potion you warp there. Now right here I can warp there real quick. One of the nice things for it is infinity boots be my quantum leggings. If we take this, watch, I'm gonna get the nightmare, but hopefully not. Oh, I actually got the nightmare. That's crazy. Doesn't really matter though, because we can go quantum. Whee! My quantum suit doesn't have night vision. Well, this didn't work very well. Hold on. I'm gonna put these back before I lose them. Kill me. We should do ITNT. Do night vision. Hello. So yeah, if you're in this world, it just gonna blow myself back up into this world. Do I have another sleeping potion? No, never mind. I guess I won't show it off. So normally, if you sleep right here, I had a 70% chance to go to the regular dream world, and then 30% chance to go that nightmare. Now I'm pretty sure it's 100% if I was flowing. Yes. I should have done that first, and I'm pretty sure now it's 100% because each of these add 10%. But basically, it takes you to a mirror version of the world. But as you kind of saw, it takes away all your stuff, but your bauble slots still work. So what I didn't realize the first time I went there is that I didn't realize. I just took it on faith that my terminal wouldn't work here, and yeah, you can just, because it's equipped right here, it works. Your magnet works. Technically, you have arrows and stuff, but you could probably fill this up with other useful things. But honestly, I just went long enough to get done what I needed to get done. So in that nightmare world, you go and you get this disturbed cotton, and then you go over, and then the way the quest book wants you to do it is basically, and the way because I didn't realize this at first, but you go and you turn in 35 coins, you craft all this stuff again that you crafted over here, turn it in because it consumes it, and then when you get over into the world, you just redeem the quest, and it gives you said item back, but you're over in that world. Realistically, like I said, if you've made it to the point that you have infinity, you don't need to technically do this, but you gotta, if you want to complete the quest book, you might as well just do it this way, or at least like go through. But the whole point is to get this brew of flowing spirit, and then once you do this unlocks the other fighting quest for some reason, which I really don't know the relevance, because you don't use the thing, but it unlocks the Shade of Leonard one, which for me was amusing because I summoned him, because you actually summon him using a ritual over here. Well, technically you summon him using the cauldron. You have to have at least 10,000 power altar, and then he just appears, but I couldn't find him. He ended up, for me, spawning down here, but he has like a insta kill you thing apparently. So I was able to one shot him with the infinity sword, but I wasn't sure if it was going to try to kill me, so I had the infinity armor on, so everything was dark anyways, because it does, as you just saw, it doesn't have night vision naturally. And he's actually kind of creepy because he's just like a weird like ghost. When I finally spotted him, it was like one of those horror movie things. But yeah, that's basically the run through. Nothing exciting. World accelerators and read the quest book. They'll basically get you everything you need. And preferably, if you don't like magic, wait till you have infinity to do this, because once you have infinity, it really trivializes a lot of the later parts of the quest book. But like I said, tomorrow my goal is to figure out and have running this grade 8 water so we can start moving onwards. And then I think the rest of the week is going to be focusing on infrastructure to expand. I think the next like actual point I want to get to is not in UIV, I want... It doesn't have that here. Interesting. I want the crafting buffer, basically, is what I'm looking for. I thought it was a quest over there, but this, our crafting input proxy. And to get this, we need dimensionally shifted superfluid. I was like, there's something in here that I needed to be able to do, which the dimensionally shifted superfluid, we need the baryonic matter, which baryonic matter we get as a byproduct from getting grade 8 water. So that is the goal for the week, is to get that proxy. The reason for that is because if I'm understanding and reading this right, this will make mass spamming machines and paralyzing recipes much simpler and more straightforward and much more doable without like spamming P2P networks or P2P terminals everywhere. But yeah, that was it for the weekend and the plan for the week. So I hope you have a good night, and I will see you tomorrow. Goodbye.